So as it's been 6 months since the 3.0 update for Animal Crossing New Horizons, I thought it'd be a good idea to come up with a list of all the new and returning features that I want to see in the new Animal Crossing game whenever it comes out. So the first feature is actually a returning feature, which is more upgradable shops. In New Horizons, I was really disappointed with there only being one upgrade to the main store in Nook's Cranny. In previous games such as New Leaf, we got 4 upgrades to Nookland Junction, which eventually became the TNT Emporium. I know the counter argument to this is that huge upgrades to Nook's Cranny can defeat the purpose of island life, and its remote nature. After all, the whole premise of New Horizons is that you're living on a small peaceful island, rather than in a busy town or city. But as someone who always puts hundreds of hours into Animal Crossing games, having the same store design and layout can become boring after a while. For me, shop upgrades can make the world itself feel more alive, as instead of your island looking almost identical after the first month, you can actually see it evolve over time. Additionally, I'd love to see in the next game shop upgrades that introduce completely new shopkeepers with their own departments like in New Leaf, with Leaf occupying the first floor with her store, and Gracie on the 3rd floor. This managed to keep progression fresh and engaging as you had long-term goals to work towards and reasons to come back each day and play. This is for me the core DNA of Animal Crossing games. They need to have the player engaged to want to come back tomorrow and play again, whether it's for progression reasons or the satisfaction of achieving goals. For example, the minimum amount of days in New Horizons to reach the final shop upgrade will take only 32 days, whereas in New Leaf it was almost double, with it being 71 days. This is a huge difference when it comes to player engagement and the desire of players to return and play again tomorrow. Plus, it'd be cool to see big upgrades to other shops, like the Able Sisters, which is often overlooked when it comes to upgrades. What do you guys think? Is more shop upgrades something you'd like to see? Or are you happy with just the one major update to Nook's Cranny in New Horizons? For my second feature, it would be something brand new, which would be the ability to work in a store and have the possibility of becoming the owner. This idea comes from when you could work alongside Brewster in his cafe in New Leaf. But this time, after you gained enough work experience and built up a relationship with the shop owner and its customers, you could unlock the ability to manage parts of a store yourself. Maybe you start by designing the layout of one section, choosing what furniture gets displayed, or deciding which items are featured. Then, after reaching certain milestones, you could eventually become the owner and run the store yourself. I feel like this could really work well in a restaurant building, where you could design the interior and exterior of the building, and then eventually make your own menu. You could also have daily and weekly quests to help create new dishes, like needing to catch specific fish or grow certain fruit or vegetables. This would also introduce more interaction with villagers, as you could have villagers coming in your restaurant asking for recommendations, special requests, or even placing custom orders. These small interactions would make the world feel much more personal and make villagers feel like actual residents, rather than just characters walking around. You could either encounter previous villagers who moved away, or special villagers such as Tom Nook or Tortimer. I know this will either be a loved or hated feature, but I would love it if something like this would happen in the next game. For my third feature, it would be one that everyone has been demanding for a very long time, and that is villagers with more personality and dialogue. As someone who has been playing since Wild World on the DS, it's disappointing to see the personalities of villagers become more and more toned down over the years. One of the biggest reasons people fell in love with Animal Crossing originally was because the villagers genuinely felt like unique characters. They weren't just cute animals who gave you the same compliments every day. They had strong personalities, different opinions, and sometimes even completely unexpected things to say. A cranky villager actually felt cranky, a snooty villager felt confident and sometimes a little arrogant, and a lazy villager had a completely different way of speaking and interacting compared to everyone else. In older games, villagers weren't afraid to show more attitude. They could be rude when you first met them, they could tease you, complain about things, or even get annoyed if you didn't visit them. While some players may not have liked being insulted by their favourite villagers, it made them feel much more realistic because they weren't programmed to constantly agree with everything you said. They felt like actual neighbours with their own personalities, rather than characters designed to only make the player happy. The same can be said for Rossetti, who has been totally toned down due to him frightening younger players. I would love in the new games to see more real personalities for villagers, and not personalities that always agree or want to be friendly with the player, no matter what the player does. Additionally, I want to see more unique personality traits. In New Horizons, there are only 8 personality traits, spread across 400 villagers. That means there's a lot of villagers sharing the same personality type. Hopefully we could get 10 or maybe 12 across 400 or 500 depending on how many new villagers we get in the new game. My 4th feature actually links directly into villagers' personalities, and that is introducing an entirely new species of villager. One of the things that has always kept Animal Crossing fresh is meeting new villagers. Even after hundreds of hours, there's always that excitement of seeing a new face arrive at your campsite or move into your town. But despite the series introducing over 400 villagers across dozens of personality types, we actually haven't seen a brand new animal species added in a very long time. Personally, I would love to see new species such as otter or tanuki introduced into the game, but there are loads of different species they could easily bring to next games. And in last place is something quite small compared to some of the other features on this list, but it's something really important to me, and that's new and returning fruit. Fruit has been a core part of Animal Crossing since the very first game. I remember seeing people restarring their islands just because they didn't like their starring fruit. Unfortunately, New Horizons lost a lot of content compared to previous games, and this is especially true regarding the variety of fruit. For example, in New Leaf, we had much wider selection of fruit, including bananas, durians, grapes, lemons, lychees, mangoes, and persimmons. Not just did we have a wider variety, there was also the ability to grow perfect fruit that had a unique shine to them and could be sold for more bells or stored as a basket. This feature really should make a comeback alongside some new fruit to grow. You could have limes, avocados, dragon fruit, or grapefruit. Another aspect could be having fruit that is seasonal and can only be grown in specific seasons. This could mix up how your island looks around the calendar and make players want to collect and grow fruit all year round. It could also have some interesting effects on gameplay too. Maybe like in Stardew Valley, it could be used to complete different quests, or maybe you need to collect a certain amount of perfect fruit for Tom Nook to get an upgrade. What do you guys think? Do you agree with any of the features on my list? Or is there something completely different you'd like to see in the next Animal Crossing game? I'd genuinely love to know because there are so many different directions Nintendo could take the series. And I'm sure there are plenty of ideas I haven't even thought of. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, as it really helps the channel out. And if you're new here and want to see more Animal Crossing videos and gaming discussions, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future uploads. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.